Alright, last time we talked about what will happen if Sony somehow buys Rockstar Games and how it will change the fate of GTA and RDR, but today, it's time for some Xbox drama. We are going to talk about what will happen if Rockstar Games or the entire Take-Two company becomes a puppet of Phil Spencer and Microsoft. Would you prefer to live in that world? Let's discuss. Now, I don't need to mention this, but let me tell you, Microsoft is a trillion-dollar company, and looking at their recent behavior and how they buy companies, well, it all started after the blunder they did with Xbox One, when it terribly lost to PlayStation 4. In 2017, they decided that if we can't win with the hardware, we're going to win with the software. So they started buying companies. Every year they buy a bunch of gaming studios, trying to make their library better. Because before this acquisition era, Xbox's library was pretty weak. You can't even name 5 masterpieces absolutely from Xbox, and I can name many from PlayStation. But let's not talk about that. But what would happen if they somehow decided to buy Take-Two? Like I told you in the last video, if you didn't see the last video yet, you can check that out. I'll link it in the description, but let me brief you a bit. Take-Two, the company that owns Rockstar Games, was worth $25 billion. And yeah, Microsoft just doesn't go and buy Rockstar Games only because they can't be like, hey, we like your best product Take-Two, can you sell it to us? No, they will have to buy the entire company. That's how it all was. So, let's just assume they buy Take-Two for whatever price. If they can pay $70 billion for Activision, I'm sure they can pay for Take-Two if they are willing to. Although the European Union or some other government thing might stop them for more nuclear purposes, but let's just say they did. What will happen next? Well, first of all, an entire chaos will erupt in the gaming world. Because this is a big thing. I don't want to say it, but the most popular gaming franchise, GTA, is now in their hands. And don't forget Max Payne, Red Dead Redemption, 2K NBA 2, WWE, and bioshock 2. Now Microsoft owns them. So what will Microsoft do? And how will Sony and Nintendo react? For Nintendo, I don't think this will, affect them much. It might even benefit them. Because Nintendo is never about buying studios or making other games. Their main core audience, their main focus, is in their titles, which are Zelda, Pokemon, and Mario. And these are the core audiences of Nintendo. Yet they are trying to include other games too, like Call of Duty, in their Switch. And that's just a bonus feature, which is for expansion purposes for the Nintendo Switch too. But they won't be affected by this deal, I'm sure, because they already have a deal with Microsoft to bring their game to the Nintendo Switch, and this deal will continue. For Nintendo, we'll have no problem with that. They are just buy-off tenders. But for Sony, it can be a problem. Let's dissect it one by one for the 2K franchise. Again, just like I talked about in the Sony video, the 2K franchise will most probably cover 9 different genres and won't be affected. They will still be released, and they will continue to function regardless of how they are released. Because the games that are heavy on microtransactions will stay the same. GTA Online has microtransactions, but we will talk about them in a while. So the franchises that release games every single fucking year, the same game all over again, the 2K franchises, will be unaffected. And now for the treat part, which is GTA and RDR. Will the GTA and RDR games be available on the first day? And how many GTA and RDR games will come out? Will the speed increase or decrease? Let's talk about that now. The most logical answer would be yes. GTA and all the other games will be on Xbox Day 1. Let's be honest, other options will not work. They want to focus on the Game Pass right now and make it so good that it eventually surpasses PlayStation Plus. And remember, Xbox still has 20 million fans less of the PlayStation service, which can be explained because PlayStation releases it first and has a bigger, more loyal fan base. And will they release it on the PlayStation 2, or they just want to keep it on the Xbox? Well, I don't know what they want to do. They can go ahead with the exclusive for only PC and Xbox like they did with Starfield, but deep down, I know that they will release it on PlayStation 2 with the GTA Online factor. Maybe, and I say maybe, Red Dead Redemption games, if they come more, will only be for PlayStation and Xbox. They want to screw up Sony somehow, and making RDR 3 Xbox exclusive could be a game changer while keeping GTA fix all over the place. Because GTA games will obviously sell more than Red Dead Redemption. That could be a good strategy. And this is what I believe Microsoft will most likely do. But let's talk about other things too, because Rockstar Games and Antarctica, as other franchises too, will they get the same limelight as the big boys? Well, in the Sony video, Let me briefly repeat. In the Sony video, I mentioned that if Sony gets access to Rockstar games, they will try to revive the old forgotten series. Maybe more Max Payne games, more Bully games, or maybe even a remastered version of Games Live Warriors. But will that be the same for Xbox and Microsoft? I think it won't be. That's what I believe. Because Microsoft or Xbox have always been fascinated by the big titles that generate hype and money, and they don't really focus on the smaller boys. So I don't think Xbox will like to invest money in making a Bully 2 or LA Noire 2, because they don't want that. They want more and more and more of the big titles. Even if it takes time, they give a lot of time to Bethesda to make Starfield, and Elder Scrolls 6 will take 3 or 4 years at least. So they know that even if it delays, they want big titles. And they do not have a lack of other video games. They have a lot of video game studios, so they can always keep the video game flowing. This is what the strategy of Xbox so far has been, which is to decrease the dependence on third-party developers as much as you possibly can. They want to own everything. They want to create their entire ecosystem. Because you always have to have people who are under you, because you can then boss them around. Sony is not that against third-party developers for now, but their behavior might change. And Nintendo has always been conservative about third-party developers, even though now they are opening up and letting people, hey, come to a platform and make some cool games. And Microsoft wants to just dominate. They want Xbox to be number one. They own the studios, make games, and directly go through it. But the question comes right. As I mentioned, this is a hypothetical situation. Can it be possible? And in my opinion, it can be. But it's very unlikely because Take-Two will not want to sell them. The reason why I believe Activision believed in themselves so easily is because the company's reputation was in shambles. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go ahead and research a bit to see how many low-profile Activision were saving, from everything to bad work environments. I don't even want to talk about that. So it was obviously a logical decision to sell their company to someone like Microsoft, get their paycheck, and get out. There's another interesting thing Microsoft can do, and that is launch a subscription for Rockstar games. And you might be thinking, hey, but they already have one subscription, they have a Game Pass. But what I think they can do is have a separate subscription for all the Rockstar titles, because Rockstar Games has a very big ecosystem. So they can say, hey, do you want to purchase the Rockstar Games add-on and get access to all the Rockstar games for free? I mean for monthly fees. And this can be an interesting look because who wouldn't want to play GTA 5, GTA 4, GTA Definitive Edition, Red Dead Redemption 2, and one in one go? That would be a very big thing, so people might start buying it because Xbox already has EA Play with them. So they can launch a subscription like that, but I think this is very unlikely, unless they want to generate more money. So this is the video of what I believe would happen if Rockstar Games got sold to Xbox. And now for the million-dollar question. I don't think Rockstar Games will ever be sold, but if they do, which one will be better? PlayStation or Xbox? And I believe nothing, and it will be because Rockstar Games getting sold. I mean, the entire process of getting sold to any console company will be disastrous. They will lose their independence. I won't say that it will be completely bad, but I think 100% for sure, the creative vision will be altered a bit for their preferences. So it's better if Rockstar Games stays independent. So, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. So, what do you think about the situation? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. And Avenaut signing out.